Let's go.
All right.
Beautiful. Thank
hey,
you.
everybody.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Letterkenny season 10.
That's what's up.
Woo.
Wow.
It is.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
You guys have a marathon day today, I assume.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the one that we're looking forward to.
we were looking forward
Yeah,
to
of
this
course.
weeks ago. We circled this one. Yeah.
Yeah. We appreciate that. I mean, let's kick it off. There's absolutely nobody like Stuart Roald and Mrs. McMurray. Three amazingly unique characters, heightened by how each of you just absolutely fucking send it every episode with the antics that are written on the script. So fucking hilarious. But my question is, have you guys ever had any dialogue together? I know you've been in the same room and definitely in the same scenes, but have you guys had any dialogue?
There's one scene where they're talking to me and I go like this. And that's all. I don't think I say anything. But you remember this, Mel? You're talking to someone and I'm doing that to you, though.
Yes,
and I remember
but
this because I
we're
remember you being like,
outside.
stop that. And it was you saying stop that, not Miss McMurray.
It's creepy what you do, bro.
I know.
You know that
Were we
rings a bell,
outside?
though, that face.
Were we outside in launching?
Yes. We were outside the first, so we got kicked out of our first location, the that dollar store, and that's the location that we were at. The first dollar store parking lot.
You guys got kicked out of the location of the
We've
first
been
dollar
kicked
store?
out of I don't know how many locations now.
Brian,
Maybe.
we're bad to the bone, buddy. He wouldn't get it, but we were
We
bad.
can't hold the
permission?
location. Why do you think
You guys
Modine's is
stick-
burned down 3 times?
Wow,
Just
I've never
smoking
even
darts
thought
and
of
lighting
that.
things on fire.
Well, the more and more the seasons go on, the cliques actually do hang out more. And one of my favorite scenes is when Dirks cheats on Katie and you guys all go from having a dance party to absolutely storming to beat him up. And that's one of
Tyler's
my
favorite scene.
favorite. How was that filming that?
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. We did basically one shot where we all pulled up in the back of pickup trucks, maybe 2 pickup trucks. So, they threw us in the back of a truck. We all got to shoot the crap in the back of the truck, and it didn't really feel like we were filming that day. We just
Tyler
rolled
and
up.
I just like to be invited, right? Like, I feel like when we're sitting in the back of the truck and everyone else is there, we're just giggling. Like, we're so excited that
Are
we're
we supposed
allowed to be
here?
there. Yeah, do
Yeah.
they know that the skits are here?
They let us out of the basement. The sun's not
this
going to
is
kill
nice.
us.
It was nice.
I remember being that dance thing. I remember we shot 2 versions.
That's right.
One we just shot, and then Jacob's like, Scrofano, get out.
Mhm.
And I was like, whoa, why? And he's like, we don't know if we can get you back for the, the fight. So we had to shoot 2 versions.
I do
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah. It was so funny.
It was
Yeah,
funny.
because the next episode you're at lunch and then you beat up his cousins. And
Yep.
that's great too, because that's the next season. That's like going from the finale of one to the premiere of the other, which I absolutely loved.
Yeah, you guys do a great job of that, like kind of continuing the finale of the previous season right in the beginning of the next season and kind
Like
of flashing back
mid-punch.
to it.
Is usually
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
transitions. It's yeah.
And then after
You
that,
guys-
when Dirks'
Go ahead.
American cousins and you guys have the back and forth, that was one of the best ensemble scenes. The entire cast sits at the table in the Denny's or whatever it is, and they have this back and forth with the one guy, and you guys all get to get your shots in, and it's the back and forth. And credit to the one dude because he just bounces them right back.
And he
He was
killed it that day. I
amazing.
can't remember his name, unfortunately, but he showed up that day and he knew every single cue. He was so professional and such a great guy, man.
I have that rehearsed when we were sitting in the green room. We were sitting over there in the
the
table.
syrup room.
Yeah.
I actually recorded that whole scene on
Oh,
my phone,
really?
and and he was just, even when we were just doing it in the green room, he was on fire.
Yeah, he killed it.
I think that's what happens in this show, though, is people see that we're really prepared, and then people
Mhm.
come twice as prepared as us
Correct.
because they expect it to be so tight, and then they end up blowing us away, and we're like, oh, wait,
They're going to steal your job.
yeah, you're too good.
Yeah. We're the same body type, me and him too. So I was pretty worried.
Spot on. Spot
Yeah,
on. You did
exactly
look
the
very
same,
good.
yeah.
What season was
we go for
that
the same
when
characters, me and him. Bane.
Yeah. season 8, you're pretty jacked and oiled up.
That was certainly oiled up. Yeah, there's no lack of oil for those episodes. Yeah. And I was cool with that. Evan actually applied the oil for me, which I
did. Usually I'm applying it to his hair, but this time I got to apply it to his sculpted pecs. Nice.
That is friendship.
Yeah.
That is friendship.
It's also not true, but
it's also not true. No, the professional costume department and makeup department,
they did a great job.
Took care of that for us.
Oiling me.
Yeah. So I guess one of the questions I had, it's kind of related to that scene, but a lot of the scenes fall into this realm. Do you guys find it's more difficult to remember your lines for a show like this, where it's just so fast paced back and forth? And even though it takes place in this blue collar setting, all of you at one point or another seem to be like the smartest person in the room, and kind of your vocabulary is way up here and it's so quick. Do you find it harder to memorize your lines for a show like this?
It's go ahead, Mel.
I think it's rocket science.
Yeah.
I can't every time I get a script, I'm like, please only have one line, and then I still manage to forget it because I panic.
Mm-hmm. Not to mention, most of the times your character is drunk, so you're slurring most of these lines.
Well, that's what saves me. That's what saves me. And Jacob is constantly like little less drunk because But that's the only thing that saves me. Whereas you guys actually have to say things, and you're in way more than I am, so you have so much more to worry about.
Yeah. It's been an interesting learning experience, because a lot of the words that Stuart says are words that I never use in my vocabulary. I have a very small vocabulary, and I have to Google the words before I go to set. I usually ask Evan how to pronounce them, and we rehearse the heck out of the scenes. Evan and I do the scenes like hundreds and hundreds of times, because there's so much dialogue. And if you show up to set a little unprepared, you don't want to be the person that's holding back the rest of the cast or the rest of the crew. So
it's not a good feeling on Letterkenny, especially because you get like 2-3 takes. Like, you really don't get that many opportunities to screw up. Not really. And I feel like a lot of the times our scenes are relatively, I find they're easy for me to memorize, because Tyler and I work off each other so much. But then we get up to the point where it's like, oh, we're naming bands. And that's when it's impossible. Because it's like, well, why would I know that the next line is going to be shadowy man on a shadowy phantom planet? How could I possibly know that? There's no logic to those parts of the scenes. But the other stuff is like very like, you know.
It sounded like a dick smacking a leg.
That is the Mrs. McMurray line. That is also a Winona Earp line. So
yeah. That is also just
big time.
It's just a Melanie Scrofano line.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Well, speaking of that, Mel, I can't possibly go through this without saying how big of a fan I am of Winona Earp. I got my shirt on, Earper.
Oh, stop it!
Oh, hell yeah. I want to thank you for being such an incredible lead of an amazing, kick-ass, inclusive show. It means so much to so many people. It came to me at like a time where I absolutely needed it, so thank you. And congrats on your directorial debut. Hell yeah.
Thank you. All of that.
And Surreal Estate. I watched that too. Good times.
Oh, hey.
So yeah, besides that, I wanted to talk about, Mel, your amazing cold open with the gin gash and the gash potatoes, because I was waiting for you to come all season 6, and I was like, there she is. That I love the cold opens of this show, but it's usually them at the house, right? I mean, sometimes it's not, but it was awesome that you got your cold open. I mean, how was that shooting with Dan and Lisa? How were you not breaking the entire time? Because all 3 of you were just absolutely in the zone.
Well, just to go back to what Evan was saying about learning, that was a tough one to learn. Like I'm not well versed in gin or gashes or drugs. And it was all about all of those things. And so it was just literally an exercise in memorization. And so it was really fun to finally shoot. It was not fun to learn because I was so scared of messing it up.
Yeah.
You know, getting to do a cold open was really fun.
Yeah.
And then doing it, I mean, I work all the time with Dan, but doing it with Lisa was also really fun. Like, it was just a great little group, and yeah, I had a blast.
At this point in the show, do you and Dan kind of have this deep chemistry that you were kind of forced into because of what your characters need to do on the screen? Is there a lot of time spent off of the set just working through these scenes? How ridiculous can we get it together?
No. We show up and we say, "How are the kids? Good. How are your kids? Good. Great. Let's say some filthy things."
Wow.
And smack your butt, you can smack mine, and we'll see where things go.
Yeah,
Dirty
yeah.
mercenaries.
There's a dialogue about, "I'm gonna grab your butt here," or like, "I'm gonna," there's usually some of that, but most of the time it's, yeah, I guess we do kind of have a little bit of a, "You're probably gonna pick me up and spank me." Yeah,
Right.
You
probably.
guys are on the same wavelength for sure. Like
It's
you have
awesome.
a mind meld that
Yeah.
happens on set.
And you guys didn't know each other before, right, Mel?
No.
No,
Nope.
so this is a new relationship. That's pretty cool.
A new relationship.
Well, then go for it. Like, you guys go for it. It's really impressive.
I would say the only duo who go for it more than us.
I would say
Honestly,
so.
you guys do stuff that I don't even think Roald and Stewart would do.
Well,
So it's really impressive to watch. Well,
that's why I thought to ask the question, especially with the physical comedy, because you guys do pick up each other. It's not really clearly defined before the scene. You guys just look at each other and are just like, don't take it too far, but most of the things are up for grabs here.
We actually never said don't take it too far, I don't think.
on
Yeah.
ours.
Yeah. Were you asking Mel? I'm sorry. Mel may have said that, but
Anybody can take that. Yeah.
Because we do a lot of picking up as well. I feel like
Yes.
none of that stuff's written, though, is the idea. And it's like, the McMurrays and the Skids are both able to lift each other up, both emotionally and physically throughout the scenes, with permission from each other.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
Speaking of the McMurrays, I was, until this season, I don't believe Bonnie is in a scene with you two at all. Correct? Like, if they didn't say Bonnie McMurray, I don't know that you would know that that's their kid. Besides when Mr. McMurray is trying to get Wayne and her together.
Thinks that they're not. She's not our daughter. She's his sister.
What?
Yeah, she's his sister. Yeah.
I feel
know,
horrible. I didn't know that going into it.
It happened through.
Does.
They mention it once, I think,
Yeah.
in
It's-
season
I
one.
guess he
So no one's
does
paying
little
attention.
say little sister. Wow.
Say it enough, I guess.
My
Yeah.
next thing was gonna say she's too old to be your daughter. First of all, I was gonna say that,
Problem solved.
but also my next thing was gonna be is I understand why she's not in it, because everything you and him do is so like filthy that like
Yeah.
why are they doing that with their daughter around? So wow, that just makes so much more sense.
Still gross that it's his
Still
sister.
disgusting.
It's gross for everyone, not just
Yes.
Bonnie McMurray.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah, you're
pretty
disgusting.
disgusted by it too.
Lighten up.
Nerds.
It's true.
So one of the other questions I had was, way back when you guys were auditioning for these roles, were your characters kind of defined? Did the creators, the writers come to you and be like, hey, Mrs. McMurray is going to be this sex crazed person. That's who you're going to have to play. Roald, I know that the character got fleshed out as the seasons progressed, but Tyler, Stewart was kind of Stewart from the get-go. Was it defined when you were auditioning, or did you kind of get a feel for the character and navigate it, and the character evolved into what it is?
Well, with Stewart, I knew Jared years prior to Letterkenny, and we did a mini series in Canada together about Don Cherry, the Don Cherry mini series. Sorry, he played older Don Cherry, I played younger Don Cherry, so we developed a friendship after that. And he then did the YouTube series where he made a bunch of shorts, and he told me, he's like, I want to make it into a TV show, and I want you to be the Skid. I want you to be this like cigarette selling, smoking, black nail polish Skid guy. And I remember just thinking like, yeah, sure, Jared, like, get it made and then we'll talk. And then, a couple of years or months later, or whatever, I got the audition, and it just said like 30 something or late 20s, 30 something, and long black hair, cyber goth. And I just really didn't think that it was right for me at all. But I threw it on tape. I just went, balls to the wall with it and had so much fun. And then got a call from Jared a couple weeks later saying, hey, buddy, like, we want to offer you the job. We'd love you to come to Sudbury, Ontario. We're going to put the greasiest, dirtiest wig on you, and you're going to be our basement dweller. So that's kind of how it unfolded for me. And then it's throughout the seasons, he's progressed and progressed and progressed, and
of course,
all these things that like we would never have known it was going to happen. We're DJing, we're dancing, we're weightlifting, we're doing all these crazy things.
Right.
When he talked to you initially about it, did you think it was actually going to be a show? Because so many people talk about things and they're like, I'm a show.
Exactly. And we're having a couple of beers. Yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah, I can't wait to do the show you're talking about. He's the first one to ever tell me that he was going to make a show. So I did believe him because he's the kind of guy who doesn't just
no, he's a doer.
Crap.
Yeah, I do have a show I would like to pitch you three if you're interested.
Oh no.
Sure. Just kidding.
I was like,
No.
Just kidding. I got nothing.
I'm open to hear anything really.
That would be out of control. I would never do that to you guys. No.
I remember, just to go back to the audition question, I had a really fun audition for this. It was also one of those things where it wasn't, I don't remember that it was too clearly defined at the time. Like, I think it was just the casting director in the room. Like, Jared and Jacob weren't there, but so I think they were just kind of playing around with Mrs. McMurray and who she was. And I just remember the casting director was like, Mr. McMurray mumbles, so try one where we just like maybe like, and I just remember doing the whole thing. Like, you literally couldn't. I had no volume, and that they gave it to me, and then they're like, great, don't do that because it's useless. But great, like, but so it was really fun. It was really scary not knowing who the character was and feeling like I was like, oh, I guess I have to figure it out. But obviously I wasn't alone to do that. So that was great. Yeah. But it was fun that they didn't know either. So there was room to play.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It was a fun audition.
Love that. But I want to, unless Evan, did you want to go?
Evan's not here right now. If you'd like
to wait, you guys want to hear about the audition for this? Is that what the question is?
I would love to hear about Roald's audition.
Yeah.
So there was no Roald initially. There's just a breakdown for Stuart. And they attach a couple references from the original web series, as everyone's saying. So I went in doing the hockey player style dialogue with Stuart. Very much not like just being like, this is the audition that I'm auditioning for.
Yeah.
And it was only well after the fact that they called and were like, we like what you were doing. We want to do something different with it. There's a character, he's going to be called Roald, and he's going to be gay, and that's going to be your thing. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, that sounds great. And then it wasn't until like, I think years of doing the show, it was like seasons 1 through 2, 3, that it like Roald started to become obviously the Igor to the Frankenstein's monster. So there was kind of this like, or Frankenstein, I guess. You don't have to be the monster. You're both is the thing. So like over time, I think my back got more hunched, my hips got more protruded. Like, I just started like being attached to him more, and they were like, okay, I think we can work with this. I think we know what this is now. Like, Roald is a gremlin. You got it. So.
It was cool. His character being gay was like established in the first episode, and it was kind of like the first note in Letterkenny where it's like, we don't care if you're gay or straight or bi or whatever. It was like, oh, we accept you for you, and then we make
which they definitely needed, with the whole grinder being the foil in the episode, like the grinder foil, and then having like a character they're like, no, we don't care that you're gay. It's just like,
we're just making fun of this thing, and this
we're just making fun of grinder because you're on grinder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I think was important.
Mm-hmm. Growing up in Canada, I assume all three of you are from Canada, correct?
Everyone in the show.
That's what I thought. I love that about shows in Canada.
Just Mrs. Dick, I think, is the only one who's not.
Sarah Wayne Callies isn't Canadian. She lives in Canada.
She lives in Canada. I don't think she's Canadian.
Anyway, so do you guys relate to these kind of cliques? Like, do you watch this show or read these scripts thinking, oh, I fell into this sort of clique growing up? I'm not sure if this is just like super rural Canada or what, because we're coming from Philly. This is where we're recording from. So I never even been to Canada. I can't wait.
Tyler's a hockey boy for sure.
Yeah, most people who know me, when they watch the show, they assume that I'm going to be a hockey player because I grew up playing hockey. So it's always a rude awakening for them when they see the actual condition.
A disappointment, if you will. Yeah.
So I'd probably say but I wasn't like a hockey player like Andrew and Dylan, where I I also did like musicals in school, and I was doing like auditions and stuff. So I was like not quite like those boys, but I'd probably say I fit into the hockey guy category, unfortunately. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know that it's as well, like, I think it's just a watered down version of what you see in the show. Like, I definitely, like, they weren't called skids, but like, I would have been part of like
the smokers pit. What did you guys call them?
Say
What did you
it.
guys call them?
I go to the smokers pit, but like, I associated with people who did. But I didn't smoke because
It's a very diplomatic answer
Yeah, that
for a
was
mom.
too diplomatic.
Yeah. Okay.
No, because I was like, I didn't fit. Like, my point is, I didn't fit in, and so I definitely fit in with the skid crowd. But we didn't call them that. But it was just definitely like that vibe.
Right. More the outsiders. Everyone's welcome with the outsiders.
Yeah, and I think every like community has a microcosm of, you know, like the group. And so I think that that's the relatable part. Is not necessarily how you define yourself, but the fact that you have your microcosm within the community.
Guernsey was a bully. Guernsey used to walk through the hallways bullying kids.
Just locker.
Kids in the hallway. He was brutal, I hear.
I took teeth for payment.
Oh my gosh.
Just a bag full of teeth. Just what? Oh.
The tooth collector, they called him.
Yeah, exactly. It was the tooth fairy. I mean, damn it. It's not working anymore.
So to kind of stick with the skids, is there kind of an undefined or unspoken hierarchy within them? Because there's been a lot of shuffling.
Have you seen the show,
It
Brian?
is very defined. Has it ever been like actually spoken into existence though? Clearly Stuart is the de facto leader. There was some shuffling around with Devin in the earlier seasons until you triumphantly defeated him in the dance battle and won back the hat. One of the best scenes of the series, by the way, is that dance battle. Should we expect any more shuffling within them? Could Roald maybe rise through the ranks? Anything from Connor and Darian, or are they just going to continue vaping in the back?
No, Roald will be the leader.
Ooh, I love that. That's very ominous, actually.
Someday. I'll drink your blood.
It almost seems like he respects Stuart too much to try and overthrow him at this point.
It's a really good point, but I will say that Tyler, like in real life, will talk to me at the beginning of seasons and be like, I really don't like how in the script this year, you've got more agency. I really don't like how you're talking back to me in the script this year. He every single year it happens a bit more and he's not pleased with it, which is why I think Jacob and Jared are probably going to continue to do that to him. Yeah. Just to
I vocalize it on set too. I'm like, this would not happen. Roald would not talk to me like this.
Constantly shouting it like, Jacob, I don't believe this moment.
Yeah.
I don't believe this.
They're losing the plot.
It's cool that Connor and Darian are getting some more love too, because those two guys have been troopers since season 1, episode 1. Yeah. Danny and Pat are their names, and now they've got character names. They've been saying some lines as well.
Full union members.
Members, well deserved. And I'm trying to fill them into our hierarchy a little bit too. You'll notice this last season that I treat one of them in particular like garbage. I'm not going to say which one, but I've made a choice to treat one of them like garbage as well. So yeah, I definitely make sure that they know who's the boss.
And I guess another question for Stuart specifically is, what is his love life looking like going forward? There was a recent episode where I think it was the sleepover episode where you said, I'm into Bonnie McMurray now, but it's been Katie for a while. You were into Gay for a while there. Is there going to be someone in the future? I mean, Roald is ever lurking as kind of whatever's going on there. Is there love in the future for Stuart?
There's no immediate plans for love, Brian. When you get hurt enough times, your heart turns into a shell. And
ain't that the truth?
So many times. So we're gonna wait for it to warm back up. He's got some other things to take care of first. But I hope he finds a love interest in the future.
I don't.
Maybe Gay comes back into the picture. We'll see. But you know
Stuart
what?
gets mad chicks.
Say that again, Mel.
The McMurray's bed is always open.
True. I was saying, Stuart gets mad chicks. I need Roald to get mad dudes. I'm hoping that that's off screen.
It's true. He does.
I'm hoping that that's just off screen.
You just assume that Roald is fine. Roald's
Okay,
very-
good. I need him to be fine.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Roald's always fun.
Stuart doesn't let him hook up with anyone. Would take away from Stuart's power. So yeah, I'm sorry. Roald just stays in the basement. Yeah.
Sure. There's a window. There's a window in the back basement. It's very small, but I can fit through it. I've tried.
While we're here, let's talk about Evan. The dancing in the finale was incredible. Tell me literally everything about it, please.
Sure. So there's a dancer in Toronto named Lady C who you saw in the dance. And she's like incredible. She's an amazing dancer. I believe Keith, I don't know if he found her from like Top Boy or something like that, but she's an amazing just pop and locker. She does a little bit of b-boy and stuff like that. She sent me a bunch of videos in advance being like, I'm thinking something like this for the dances. And Keith definitely had input because he loves dancing. I don't know if you know this about Kiso, but he loves dancing. He loves
Music,
it.
I can see it in the show.
He loves music. He
honestly.
loves dancing. He, picks all the music in the show.
Wow.
So he really wanted this one song vibe. And so she would send me these videos about it. And it's like, she's great. We got together on set. We workshopped the dance, roll over her back, all that sort of stuff. And she was just like, she's a pro. She's super duper good. And I got to have fun. Great.
Did you dance before?
Yeah. I started
could tell.
breakdancing when I was like very young. And then I throughout my life have done various things to my body which stopped me from dancing for a while. Got really into tricking, if you know what that is. It's like gymnastics outside. It's like parkour, but you're not jumping off stuff. You're just doing like flips on the ground for no reason.
Ooh.
Lifted my hip, pinched all the nerves on the left side of my body, physio, the whole deal.
That'll do it.
Didn't that happen with the worm recently? Didn't you?
The worm recently. So I was at I was doing the worm a bunch, and then I just like bruised all my ribs doing the worm. I think being 32 is a problem. Anyway, I have danced for a lot of my life, and it's nice to have dance brought back to me against my will.
You can tell you look amazing in that scene.
Thank you. I
And that
appreciate
outfit
it.
was fire.
Thank
Such a
you.
good outfit.
Yeah, thank
You
you.
tried to steal it, I think.
They wanted me to steal it. Yeah.
Please take it off our hands.
Kathleen, we are kind of getting up against the time barrier here, and I know you have a question for Melanie that you need to ask.
I do. So I'm gonna need you to play a real quick game with me. On Bingetown, we do Bang Kill Marry at the end of each episode. So I'm gonna have you do my 3 favorite roles of yours, which is Winona Earp, Mrs. McMurray, and then Emily from Ready or Not.
Okay.
So hold on. She's got to do those things to her own characters?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
It's
correct.
just like it's kind of
Okay. Okay.
like yeah.
Okay.
This is a narcissist's fantasy.
Yeah. So you
All right.
love it.
Wait, so you said
I know my answer.
Winona,
So Winona, Mrs. McMurray, and then Emily from Ready or Not.
Bang Kill Mary. Bang Mrs. McMurray.
Always.
You got it.
Gotta.
Would I though? She'd be into some stuff that. Okay,
You
kill
gotta
Mrs.
once.
McMurray. I'm killing her.
Wow.
Banging, I'm banging Winona because she'd be wild, but like not out of control. She wouldn't pee on me, kind of thing. And then I think I'd marry Emily because I think it'd just be easy. She's just always on drugs, and you're just like, go watch TV. You're fine. Just go watch TV. Let me handle things.
Perfect.
Wow.
But
Those
That
are
is
my-
not how
Well
I thought
done.
that was gonna go.
yeah.
I thought
That was
Mrs.
great.
McMurray was a lock for the bang.
Me
I
too.
thought
I know, but think
For
of
the experience, you know?
Kill Emily because of.
No, you're right. Though. I think what you said makes the most sense there.
I don't want to get peed on.
Yeah. Few
True.
people do.
And then
I don't want to spoil anything, but for Ready or Not, but you might be in danger being around
Demons.
Emily at any time.
Just don't give her a gun. Just put her in front of the TV. Monitor the drug.
Thank you. That was
That was-
amazing. I love that.
That was great.
All right, I think we're wrapping up. Right? Got any other questions?
No, I think it's good. And you said that Jared handpicks all the songs that
Yes.
are put into that. That's amazing because
Yeah.
the songs are great. They're amazing. And I
know.
thought it would be
Yeah.
maybe you two had some input because you're Tukak Shakur, like the DJs on the show, but
Just
that must all
Tukak.
be characters.
Just two guys.
Yeah.
Just Tukak, yeah, of course.
Yeah, no, Jared is wholly responsible. He's a huge music fan. He I think he takes he takes his time and he really does kind of select music that maybe a lot of people don't know. Like some of the artists have like 1,000 listens on Spotify. Like he's He's really particular.
And he's starting to write it into the scripts too. So you know, a scene will be taking place, and then he'll say like, you know, cue this song at the 1 minute 31 second mark.
We coincidentally, I think it was the second to last episode where you guys are blowing up on VidVoc and Riley and Jonesy are doing the butt thong thing, but the same song keeps repeating. I came for the low, low. We actually interviewed that guy like a month ago. Oh, it was very random, and I heard it in the show. I'm like, oh my gosh, they did the song. It's like the same thing. Yeah, Party with Ray. He was awesome.